The hall was huge. The walls were tall, shining with strange lights that moved like rivers. Ancient armor and weapons floated on pedestals, glowing softly. Aliens of all shapes and sizes filled the room. They had many arms, bright eyes, and skin that shimmered in colors humans could not name. They laughed, pointing at a small human girl standing at the entrance. Lyra stepped forward. She was small and thin, with brown hair tied in a braid. She wore a simple suit, not like the shining uniforms of the aliens. Her eyes, however, were sharp and full of courage. The laughter of the aliens echoed through the hall, but she did not flinch. "Do you think you are worthy, human?" one of the tallest aliens asked. Its voice was deep, rumbling like distant thunder. Its 4 arms folded as it stared down at her. The other aliens laughed louder, showing sharp teeth and strange gestures. Lyra looked at the ancient armor on the pedestal. It was massive. Golden plates, covered in intricate patterns, seemed to hum with power. The aliens whispered to each other, "No human could ever touch that. It chooses only the strongest." I want to try," Lyra said quietly. Her voice was soft but firm. The aliens laughed again. "Try?" One alien sneered. "Do you even know what this is? You are too small, too weak. You will break it." Lyra took a deep breath and walked closer. Her steps were steady, careful, yet fearless. The laughter grew, but she did not look back. She reached out and touched the armor. For a moment nothing happened. Then a faint light glowed under her fingers. The lines on the armor shifted, moving like living veins. The aliens froze. Their laughter stopped. "What?" a tall alien whispered. Its many eyes widened. "It is responding to her?" Lyra smiled slightly. "I know it," she said. "I made it." The hall went silent. Aliens stared at her, confused. Some whispered quickly to each other, their voices rising in alarm. She made it? A human? Impossible. One alien stepped forward, its claws clicking on the shiny floor. "If you made it human, then prove it," it said. Its voice was sharp, full of challenge. "Show us that you are worthy." Lyra nodded. She could feel the armor responding to her. It was not heavy or hard like the aliens expected. It was alive in a way like it trusted her. The glow spread slowly from her hand to her arm, then to her shoulders. The other aliens watched in awe. They had never seen a human do this. They had seen humans fight and struggle but never create something this powerful. "This is unusual," one said. Its voice was trembling. Lyra stepped back and studied the armor. She remembered every detail, every line she had designed. She touched a small symbol on the chest, and a panel slid open, revealing glowing circuits. The armor had ancient mechanisms, traps, and tools that only the creator could understand. The aliens' whispers turned into nervous murmurs. Some moved closer, curious. Others stayed back, uncertain. The laughter had vanished completely. "You are human?" another alien asked, its voice a mix of fear and admiration. "You made this?" Lyra nodded. "Yes, I made it. I understand it. I can wear it, control it, and use it." The alien that had challenged her stepped closer. Its multiple arms crossed over its chest. "Then show us," it demanded. "If you can control it, if you can truly wear it, then maybe you are worthy. But if you fail?" Its eyes glimmered with warning. Lyra smiled, calm and confident. She placed her hands on the armor again. The glowing lines shifted and moved, wrapping around her like a soft light. Slowly, the plates lifted and hovered around her, forming a perfect fit. It was like the armor had been waiting for her. The aliens watched in silence. No one spoke. The hum of the ancient armor filled the hall. Light reflected off the walls, creating patterns that danced like fire. Lyra moved her arms. The armor responded perfectly, bending, stretching, and shining. A small alien in the back whispered, It listens to her. The human controls it." Lyra looked at the pedestal where the armor had been. "I made it to protect, to fight, to create," she said softly. "It is mine, but it can also help anyone who learns and respects it." Some aliens nodded slowly. Others looked confused. Many had never seen humans act with such confidence and calm. They had always assumed humans were weak, reckless, or small-minded. But this girl, she was different. One of the tallest aliens, who had laughed the loudest, stepped forward. Its eyes softened. "Perhaps we underestimated you," it said carefully. "Perhaps humans are not what we thought." Lyra smiled. "I am human," she said. "And I made this armor. That makes me worthy." The hall was silent for a long moment. Then a few aliens clapped slowly. Others stared, unable to hide their amazement. Lyra stood in the center, small but strong, a human girl among a sea of powerful aliens. She knew this was only the beginning. The laughter was gone, replaced by curiosity, respect, and something else, fear. The aliens had underestimated humans for the last time. The hall was quiet now. The laughter of the aliens had faded, replaced by whispers and cautious glances. Lyra stood at the center, her hands still glowing as the armor hovered around her. The aliens did not move closer. They had never seen a human act like this before. "You claim you made it," the tallest alien said, its forearms crossed. "Then prove it. Show us that you can use it as it was meant to be used." Lyra nodded. "I can," she said simply. Her voice was calm, but her heart beat fast with excitement. She had dreamed of this moment, but she had never imagined it would come in front of aliens from another galaxy. The armor began to respond more fully. Lights ran through the plates, moving like rivers. Symbols that no alien had seen before appeared and faded. Lyra's fingers traced them carefully, and the symbols glowed brighter as if recognizing their creator. The aliens watched in silence. One of them whispered to another, "If she truly made it, then she is no ordinary human." The tallest alien stepped forward. "This armor was not made for display. It is a weapon, a protector, and a puzzle. It has tests built into it. If you cannot pass them, you will fail." Lyra's eyes sparkled. "I can pass the test," she said. She moved her hand across the chest plate. A panel opened, revealing a glowing map. It showed images of battles, of movements, and of other ancient machines. The first test began immediately. A holographic battlefield appeared in the hall. Warriors from long ago moved in perfect formation, fighting each other. The aliens looked shocked. This was not a simple test of strength. It required strategy, intelligence, and timing. Lyra studied the battlefield carefully. She noticed patterns in the enemy movements, hidden weaknesses in the formations. The armor guided her hands, but she had to think quickly. She moved a holographic piece, changing the path of one warrior. The battlefield shifted. The enemy faltered. The aliens gasped. "You see," Lyra said softly. "It is not just strength. You must understand, plan, and act." The aliens whispered among themselves. Some frowned. They had thought humans were simple, weak, and reckless. But this girl was showing skill beyond their understanding. The second test began. Mechanical creatures appeared in the air, glowing and fast. They moved like lightning, attacking the battlefield pieces. Lyra had to defend without touching the creatures directly. She moved her hands over the armor's controls, creating shields and barriers. The creatures hit the shields and bounced back. One by one they were stopped. "Impossible," one alien muttered. "No human could do this." Lyra smiled. "It is not impossible. It is understanding. That is what humans do best. We learn, we adapt, we create solutions when others cannot." The third test was the hardest. The armor itself shifted, becoming heavier and stronger. Lyra had to wear it fully and move as one with it. The plates pressed around her, testing her strength, her balance, her mind. She felt the weight, but she did not struggle. Instead, she breathed deeply and let the armor guide her movements. Every joint, every mechanism responded perfectly to her commands. The aliens watched in disbelief. Their eyes widened as the small human girl moved like a giant, controlling the ancient armor with ease. The glowing symbols shone brightly, lighting up the hall. You control it completely?" one alien asked in awe. Lyra nodded. "Yes. It listens to me because I made it. I know every piece, every pattern, every secret." The aliens whispered again. Some began to step back, uncertain. Others leaned closer, curious. None of them had expected a human to be capable of such skill. Suddenly, the armor lifted Lyra slightly above the floor, hovering in the air. She could feel its power, but it felt natural, not dangerous. The final test appeared. A holographic guardian, taller than any alien, with glowing eyes and sharp claws. It moved toward her, slow but powerful. Lyra's heart raced. This was the ultimate test. She could not fight it with brute force. She had to think, use strategy, and act quickly. The guardian struck, and she moved the armor's shields just in time. The attack bounced off, leaving the guardian stunned. She reached out with her mind and hands, directing the armor's hidden mechanisms. Traps and panels opened, glowing energy streams blocked the guardian's path. Step by step, she guided it away from the battlefield, finally stopping it completely. The guardian froze and then bowed slightly as if recognizing her power. The hall was silent again. Even the aliens had stopped whispering. They stared at her, their expressions a mixture of fear, admiration, and disbelief. Lyra lowered the armor to the ground. It glowed softly as if resting. She smiled. "I have passed your tests," she said quietly. "But I did not do it to prove I am better than anyone. I did it to show that humans create, understand, and protect. That is what we do best." The tallest alien stepped forward slowly. Its arms were no longer crossed. "Perhaps we were wrong about humans," it said. "Perhaps you are not weak. Perhaps you are something different." Lyra looked at the aliens. She did not feel proud or boastful. She only felt calm, knowing she had done what she came to do. Humans had been underestimated, but she had shown them what they were capable of. The aliens continued to watch her, some whispering, some bowing slightly in respect. The laughter from before was gone. Curiosity and admiration had replaced it. Lyra knew this was only the beginning. There would be more challenges, more tests, and more battles ahead. But for now she had proven one thing: humans were not weak. Humans were capable of greatness, and sometimes, even the smallest among them could hold the power of legends. The hall had grown quiet after Lyra's success with the ancient armor. The aliens no longer laughed. Instead, they whispered nervously. The tallest alien with 4 arms stepped forward. "You have passed the tests of knowledge and strategy," it said. "Now you will face the ultimate challenge, the test of worthiness." Lyra nodded. She knew this would be harder. The armor had protected her in the simulations, but this test would be real. It would measure strength, skill, and courage in ways she had never faced before. The floor of the hall shifted suddenly, sliding open to reveal a massive arena beneath them. The walls were tall, glowing with energy, and strange creatures moved inside. Guardians made of armor and metal, taller than any alien, stepped forward. Their eyes glowed red, and they moved with perfect precision. "You must defeat them," the tallest alien said. "Or prove your skill without being destroyed. Only then will the armor truly recognize you." Lyra took a deep breath. She could feel the weight of the armor around her, but it felt natural, like an extension of herself. The glowing symbols pulsed, ready to help her. She stepped into the arena. The first guardian charged. His movements were fast and heavy. Lyra raised her hands, controlling the armor. Shields formed around her and expanded to block the attack. The guardian struck the shield, but it did not break. Lyra moved her arms, bending and twisting with the armor. The guardian stumbled and fell back. The aliens above the arena gasped. Many whispered among themselves. They had expected the small human to fail quickly. Yet here she was, moving with strength, skill, and precision. The second guardian attacked from the side. Lyra moved quickly, not by brute force but by predicting its movements. She guided the armor's mechanisms, creating barriers and traps. The guardian struck one trap and was caught. It roared, trying to break free, but the armor held it steady. Lyra felt her heart racing. This was not just a fight. It was a test of her mind as much as her strength. She had to think, act, and adapt in every second. She adjusted the armor, redirecting energy and power to the parts she needed most. Every motion was controlled, every move calculated. The third guardian was the largest. It had multiple arms and glowing blades. Its eyes shone like fire, and it moved slowly but with terrifying precision. The arena shook with each step it took. Lyra did not step back. She focused, feeling the armor's energy flow through her. She remembered every mechanism, every secret she had built into it. She moved closer, dodging its attacks and guiding the armor's strikes. The guardian swung its blades, but Lyra twisted and ducked, letting the armor absorb and redirect the force. The aliens above watched in stunned silence. Some could not believe what they saw. A human, small and seemingly fragile, controlled armor that could match the might of the ancient guardians. Lyra used the guardian's strength against itself. She manipulated the armor to open hidden panels, releasing energy streams that trapped the guardian's movements. Step by step, she guided it toward the center of the arena. The guardian tried to resist, but it was no match for her knowledge and precision. Finally, the largest guardian fell to its knees, unable to move. Lyra lowered the armor to the ground and stepped back. She was not exhausted, only focused. The armor glowed softly, as if resting and acknowledging her skill. The aliens stared, unable to speak. The laughter that had once filled the hall was gone. Even the most skeptical among them seemed to tremble with awe. The tallest alien with 4 arms approached slowly. Its voice was quieter now. You are not only skilled human. You are extraordinary. No human has ever controlled the ancient armor in this way." Lyra shook her head. "I am human. I am not extraordinary because of the armor. I am extraordinary because I understand it and because I never give up. Humans are small, but we are clever and we adapt. That is what makes us strong. Some aliens murmured in agreement. Others looked uncertain, still trying to process what they had seen. They had always believed humans were weak, reckless, and incapable of controlling anything advanced. Now those beliefs were gone. You have proven yourself, the tallest alien said finally. But there is more. The armor responds not just to strength and skill, but to respect, humility, and courage. You must show that you are worthy not for yourself, but for all who would use it. Lyra nodded. She stepped closer to the largest guardian, still kneeling in the arena. She extended her hand, showing no fear. I respect its power. I understand its purpose. It is not mine alone, but mine to guide and protect. I will use it wisely. The armor responded immediately. The glowing symbol spread across the plates, brightening the arena. The guardians bowed slightly, acknowledging her. Lyra felt a warmth inside her chest, a connection with the armor she had never felt before. The aliens whispered to each other. Some stepped closer, hesitant but curious. Others stayed back, still shocked. They had expected a human to fail, yet here she was, small but strong, humble but brave, in complete control of a power they had never seen her race master. Lyra looked at the aliens. She smiled softly. This is what humans do, she said. We create. We learn. We adapt. We fight when necessary, but we respect and protect always. That is why we are worthy. The hall was silent for a moment, then the aliens slowly began to clap. It was quiet at first, then louder, until the sound echoed through the arena. Even the tallest alien, who had doubted her the most, bowed slightly in respect. Lyra stepped back. She knew the test had ended. She had proven that humans were not weak, not small, and not simple. They were capable of great things, and sometimes, the smallest human could hold the power of legends. The armor glowed softly around her. It was no longer just a machine, it was a symbol. A symbol of human courage, intelligence, and strength. Lyra smiled. She had passed the test of worthiness, but she knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy had underestimated humans, but that mistake would never happen again. The hall was quiet after the test of worthiness. Lyra stood at the center, her armor glowing softly. The guardians had bowed to her, and the aliens watched in silence. For the first time there was no laughter, no mockery. Only respect, mixed with disbelief. The tallest alien with 4 arms approached her. Its eyes, usually sharp and critical, were wide with curiosity. You have shown skill and courage beyond what we expected, it said slowly. But the true test is not strength alone. Can you show wisdom, humility, and honor? Lyra nodded. She had not fought to prove herself better than anyone. She had fought to understand and protect. That was her answer. I do not fight to show I am better. I fight to protect what is important. I respect the power I hold and the responsibility that comes with it. Some of the younger aliens whispered to each other. They had never heard a human speak with such calm confidence. Their kind often fought for dominance, for pride, for honor in empty gestures. But Lyra spoke of respect and understanding. One alien, taller and broader than the others, stepped forward. Its skin shimmered like silver and its eyes were sharp. You have controlled the armor, it said, voice low and challenging. But can you face us? Can you prove your worth against my strength and skill? Lyra smiled slightly. She expected this challenge. It was not meant to test her skill with the armor, it was meant to test her character. I do not wish to fight to prove myself, she said calmly. I will show my worth in another way. The alien narrowed its eyes. Then prove it by stopping me without harm and without arrogance. Show that human skill is more than strength. Lyra moved closer. She studied the alien's stance and predicted its movements. The armor adjusted with her, soft and responsive. As the alien lunged, she moved the armor to block gently, redirecting the force. The alien was surprised. It had expected a struggle, a fight for dominance, but Lyra's movements were smooth, precise, and controlled. You are clever, the alien said, stepping back slightly. No human has ever moved like this. Lyra nodded. Cleverness is not just for humans. It is for anyone who learns, observes, and respects the world around them. Strength alone is not enough. Understanding is what makes one truly powerful. The aliens around the arena began to murmur. Some were impressed, others confused. Many had always believed that humans were reckless and weak. This girl was changing everything they thought they knew. Another alien stepped forward, its voice sharp. You claim wisdom and courage, yet you are still young. How can we trust that humans do not rely on luck? Lyra took a deep breath. She raised her hand toward the guardians who remained kneeling. Look at the armor. It does not follow me because of luck. It follows me because I understand it. Humans are small, yes, but we create. We solve problems. We adapt. That is not luck. It is intelligence and courage. The alien's eyes flickered with surprise. It had never heard a human speak like this before. Many of the other aliens stared silently, processing her words. Their doubts began to fade. The tallest alien with 4 arms looked at the council of others. Perhaps, humans are not as weak as we thought, it said slowly. Perhaps we have judged them too quickly. Lyra felt no pride. She had not come here for praise. She had come to prove that humans could be more than the galaxy expected. She walked among the aliens slowly, showing no fear. You can judge humans all you want, she said softly. But the truth is in what we can do. I am small, yes, but my actions speak louder than your doubts. One of the younger aliens stepped forward cautiously. Its eyes were wide with curiosity. You are human? It asked. Lyra nodded. Yes. And I have controlled the armor, passed every test, and shown that humans are capable of more than you think. The alien blinked, unable to find words. It whispered to another, we underestimated them, we have been wrong. The oldest alien in the council spoke at last. Its voice was deep and calm. You have shown skill, courage, and wisdom, human. You have proven that strength alone does not make one worthy. We see now that humans are clever, resourceful, and brave. They can face challenges we cannot imagine. Lyra lowered her hands. The armor glowed softly as if resting and acknowledging her humility. She did not boast. She did not demand recognition. She had shown her worth quietly, through action and understanding. The aliens began to step closer, some bowing slightly. They had seen a human do what they thought impossible. They had witnessed courage, intelligence, and control in someone so small. Respect replaced doubt. Fear replaced laughter. You have earned our respect, the tallest alien said finally. Not because you are human, but because you have proven that actions speak louder than words. You have taught us that even the smallest among us can hold great power, if they are wise and courageous. Lyra smiled softly. She felt calm. She had not come here to win glory or fame. She had come to show that humans were capable of greatness. Now the aliens had seen it. They had learned a lesson they would not forget. The hall was still, except for the soft glow of the armor. Lyra looked at the aliens around her. This is only the beginning, she said quietly. Humans will continue to learn, to grow, and to surprise the galaxy. You may underestimate us, but that mistake will never happen again. The aliens watched her with new eyes. The laughter and mockery of the past were gone. In their place was admiration, respect, and a hint of fear. Humans were small, but they were not weak. They were clever, adaptable, and capable of greatness. And Lyra had proven it to them all. The armor glowed brighter for a moment, as if recognizing her words. She was not just a human girl in the eyes of the aliens now. She was a symbol of what her people could achieve. The hall was quiet, but the silence was full of meaning. The aliens understood that the galaxy had underestimated humans for too long. And they knew that humans would never be ignored again. Lyra took a step back. The test was over. She had shown skill, courage, and wisdom. And now the respect of her foes. The hall was quiet now. The guardians had lowered their heads, and the armor glowed softly around Lyra. The aliens stood in small groups, whispering to each other. Respect had replaced their laughter. Fear had replaced their doubt. And the small human girl who had entered the hall boldly was no longer just a visitor. She was a legend in their eyes. Lyra stepped forward. She looked out at the aliens, her heart steady, her eyes bright. I am human, she said. I am small, yes. But humans create, adapt, and protect. We are not weak. We are clever, brave, and capable of things you may not understand yet. The tallest alien with 4 arms nodded slowly. Its voice was softer than before. We have underestimated humans for too long, it said. You have proven that they are capable of skill, courage, and wisdom beyond what we imagined. Perhaps, we must learn from them instead of judging them. Lyra smiled. She had not come here for praise. She had come to show what humans could do. But hearing the respect in their voices warmed her heart. For a moment she allowed herself a small sense of pride. Not arrogance, but pride in her people and what they represented. A younger alien stepped forward, its eyes wide. You are small, yet you controlled the armor, defeated the guardians, and passed every test, it said. How can humans be so capable? Lyra knelt slightly as if to show humility. We are small, yes, but size does not define strength. Understanding, courage, and creativity do. Humans survive, humans adapt, humans solve problems when others cannot. That is our strength. The aliens whispered among themselves. Many nodded. Some touched their chests, a sign of respect in their culture. Even those who had mocked her before seemed changed. They no longer saw a weak human girl, they saw someone extraordinary. The tallest alien stepped closer. Your actions today have changed how we see your species, it said. Perhaps humans are not just survivors. Perhaps they are pioneers, capable of shaping the galaxy in ways we cannot imagine. Lyra looked around the hall. She saw the armor's glow, the kneeling guardians, and the wide eyes of the aliens. She felt a connection, not just with the armor but with the future of her people. Humans will continue to grow, she said softly. We will explore, create, and protect. And when we are underestimated, we will surprise those who doubt us. That is who we are. A few aliens stepped closer, their expressions cautious but respectful. You have not only proven yourself, one said, but you have shown the heart and mind of your people. Humans are not to be ignored. Lyra nodded. You are beginning to understand. Humans are small, yes, but we are capable of greatness. And sometimes, the smallest human can hold the power of legends. The hall grew still again. The aliens looked at her with a mixture of admiration and awe. They had come expecting to mock, to test, and to dominate. Instead, they had witnessed intelligence, courage, and humility. They had learned that humans could be unpredictable, clever, and powerful in ways they had never imagined. The armor pulsed softly as if responding to her words. Lyra stepped away from it, letting it rest. She knew that the true power of the armor was not just in its strength, but in the knowledge, courage, and care of the one who used it. And she had shown that humans were worthy of wielding such power. The tallest alien lowered its head slightly, a gesture of respect. Your species has potential beyond what we imagined, it said. We will not forget this day. Humans have earned our attention and our caution. We will watch your people with new eyes. Lyra smiled. That is all I ask. Humans do not seek unnecessary conflict. We create, we protect, and we survive. But when underestimated, we show the galaxy what we are capable of. The aliens nodded slowly. Some whispered to each other, recounting every moment of her bravery and intelligence. They had underestimated humans for centuries, but now their understanding had changed forever. Lyra turned to look at the Guardians one last time. Their heads remained lowered, acknowledging her mastery. The armor glowed faintly, a sign of trust and respect. She felt a sense of peace. She had done more than prove herself. She had proven the potential of her entire species. The hall began to empty slowly. Aliens moved with careful respect, no one daring to mock or challenge her. For the first time, humans were seen not as small, weak, or reckless, but as capable, clever, and courageous. Lyra stepped to the balcony at the far end of the hall. Beyond it stretched the galaxy, countless stars, planets, and worlds waiting to be explored. She felt the weight of responsibility, but also the excitement of possibility. Humans had much to learn, much to grow, and much to achieve. She raised her head and looked out at the stars. This is only the beginning, she whispered. Humans will continue to explore, to create, and to surprise the galaxy. They may doubt us, but they will never underestimate us again. The aliens watched her silently from the hall below. Some were still amazed. Some were thoughtful. All had seen the truth. Humans were small but mighty, fragile but clever, underestimated but extraordinary. Lyra turned back to the hall one last time. The Guardians were silent. The armor rested. The aliens had learned a lesson they would not forget. Humans had entered the galaxy quietly, but now their presence could not be ignored. She smiled. The galaxy was vast, full of challenges and mysteries. And humans, small as they were ready to face them all. The laughter and doubt of others had ended, replaced by respect, curiosity, and the knowledge that humans were capable of greatness. Lyra walked away confident. She had proven it not just for herself but for every human. The galaxy had seen their potential, and it would never look at them the same way again. The legacy of humans had begun.